Today, I'm going to teach you one thing that you need to know to have a successful podcast in 2023. I'm Michael Anthony, the founder of pondsofpurpose.com, and we help purpose driven entrepreneurs change the world through podcasting. One of the most important questions people always ask me is, Michael, how do I name my podcast? And my friend, let me tell you this, the name of your podcast actually doesn't matter. Now, there's a lot of context that you can create around that, and that is, what are the naming conventions that do matter? Well, if you think about it, on one hand, you can name it after your company. For instance, we have a podcast called Pods of Purpose, named after the company, Pods of Purpose, right? We have a podcast called Think Unbroken, named after another company, Think Unbroken. Now, if you're an individual, you could just name it after yourself, and you could be Bob's Podcast or Karen's Podcast or Michael's Podcast. Like, that doesn't actually really matter. If it's theme based, you may want to think about it. Okay, is it a podcast about football? Is it a podcast about computers? Is it a podcast about social media marketing? And then you can add bits and pieces of all those words, but don't get caught up in the naming.